So here is the Brompton electrified bike, completely folded up, very compact. Just lift it by the seat like that. Really cool. Oh, and there's like a pump. Is that a pump right there?
Yep, there's a pump attached to the frame.
That's sweet. Okay, and then to unfold it, you just sort of like pop up the quick release. Whoa.
So to get it to operate, you just press the power button here. This is your battery level, and then you have low, medium, and high power. And then this is your throttle. And when I press this, the front wheel is going to kind of take off on its own.
Huh. What size is the motor?
It's a 260 watt motor. It's made by Crystalite. And this is something that we kind of get exclusively from them because it fits perfectly inside the fork without any modification. Wow. A lot of electric motor kits for Bromptons will actually require you to widen the fork. And we don't feel that that's good because it's kind of compromising the structure of the bike. So ours just slides right in and it bolts in on either side. The axle's a little bit bigger, but I think that makes it a little bit more strong and secure.
It's pretty quiet. Is this a direct drive? Sort of like gearless?
It's a brushless, gearless motor. And so, yeah, the power is transferred from the inside of the hub to the outside just by powerful magnets.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, and that's going to make it more durable. And I guess sometimes geared you get a little bit more torque, but with a gearless design like this in such a small wheel, what are these, like 16?
They're 16, yeah.
16, so you get like mechanical advantage there.
Yeah.
I love the fenders and stuff too. And I noticed this one has a chain. Do some of them have like, what is that? The
belt drive?
The belt drive, yeah.
Well, with a Brompton, you only have a chain. And that's, in a way, I think it's actually great because you can get it maintained anywhere and serviced anywhere. Mm-hmm. With a belt drive, there's a couple of things. First of all, most shops don't have the equipment to work on a belt drive. Second is that you need a place in the frame where there's a sort of a break in order to insert the belt.
Right.
So if you look back here, there's really nowhere you could break this frame, especially being as that it's such a precision piece with all those tubes down there.
Yeah.
So with that chain, you also have to have a tensioner to allow the chain to flip back and fold.
I see.
So I don't know how that would work with a belt. I'm sure if you had some really clever engineers, you could make it happen, but...
Sure, it adds to the price, for sure.
It definitely would.
Is this like a little... It's like a shock absorber thing?
It's a suspension block.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
So that's one of the things that really smooths out the ride on a Brompton, makes it a lot more comfortable.
And then how many gears are there?
On this one it's a 3-speed, and so you have easy, medium, and fast. And that kind of allows you to have a gear for pedaling up hills and a gear for going fast.
And I can change without even being on the bike, right?
That's right.
Without pedaling. So if I'm at a stoplight or something and I want to...
Yeah, so let's come around here and I'll show you the internal gear hub. So when you shift, you'll see this chain is going to move back and forth. And that chain is turning the internal mechanisms in here. So you really only have one single cog. So your chain line is very nice and it keeps everything kind of hidden inside for maintenance.
Huh, that is awesome. So yeah, that's kind of the custom folding electric bike setup from NYCeWheels with the Brompton, and as was mentioned, 260 watt direct drive front hub motor. And you got some of the electronics, you know, set up on the frame like this. Like that must be the controller, and the batteries, I'm guessing, are up here in the front. It's set up pretty well considering that you've just got limited real estate to work with. This bike is, I don't know how do you describe it. It's just very fine, very precision oriented. Even like the little wheel on the fender. This is going to be good for a place like New York or whatever, where, you know, you've got limited space and you want to be able to fold this up and take it up into your apartment, fit it into the elevator, that kind of thing. And of course NYCeWheels has great support. They even make custom parts for these bikes to make, you know.
The battery is inside the bag here, and it's actually kind of wired right in. This is a lithium polymer. It's a 36 volt battery, all of them, and then we have 4 different options. We have an 8 amp hour, which is in the back pouch, specifically designed for air travel. So if you want to fly around the country with your electric Brompton, when you disconnect each side of the 8 amp hour battery, you're left with a smaller battery, which is technically below the TSA requirements. So that way you kind of sidestep the airline trouble with batteries.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Then the next one is a 11 amp hour interior battery. Then we have a 15 amp hour interior battery, and then we have a 15 amp hour back pouch battery as well.
Okay, so there's one that like somehow, oh, that's these ones, that's the
yeah.
double. Okay, I was like, gosh, is there another setup? And you can take the bag off. So if you really wanted to lighten up the frame, you take the bag off, and then all of a sudden, this probably weighs about 10 pounds, and the motor must weigh about 10 pounds, you think?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, taking that down to like the 35-pound folded, and then you've got that bag. I don't know, it's interesting to think about the different options, because as people, like you're saying, are traveling, you're putting it in your car, or you're taking it up the elevator. I enjoyed it, and I love that it does have a little bit of comfort built in, and then it just gets so small, and it's like a following, you know, with these things, with all the options that we were talking about.
So this is like a kickstand. Instead of you know, parking the bike in a kickstand, you park it partially folded. So you're 1/3 of the way to folding it now. The next step is to do this little hinge here. So you just unscrew that, and then you bring the front around.
Yeah.
So now it's still going to stand up. Drop the seat post.
Look at that.
And now there's little wheels here on the frame, right? So now we can roll the bike behind us while it's partially folded.
Wow.
Instead of picking it up. So if you're going to a train station or something, you can just roll it up like that.
Wow.
The bag will snap off, and the handlebar will now fold down. And what's happening is this piece comes together here. Now it clips in. And then the pedal folds in the last little bit of fun. Then you have this grip under the seat. I'll show you it exactly. See, this grip is perfectly fitting your fingers, so that when you carry it, you know, you're carrying it by the seat.
Sweet. Well, and do you guys have some sort of warranty, or, you know, someone buys this, it's a high quality, it's more expensive than some e-bikes?
Right. Well, the warranty from Brompton is fantastic. It's a lifetime warranty on the frame. And then the electric system is the 6-month warranty on the battery, and there's a 1-year warranty on the motor. Yeah, so with proper care, that battery is probably going to last you about 2 to 3 years at least. And a new battery is, you know, the price is always going down actually as time goes on. So a new battery is probably no more than like $500 or $600, I'd say, down the road. The chargers don't really go bad. The motors don't really go bad.
Do you have any advice for someone who buys this and they want to take care of the battery? Like you're saying, it's lithium, so we're already dealing with a better chemical balance.
Well, with our bikes and our customers, we always say, you know what, charge it up before the first time you use it, and then the first week or so that you use it, try to discharge it by 50% before you recharge it the first time. It's kind of like a break-in period for the battery to kind of let it stretch out and get used to its surroundings.
Yeah.
In a very metaphorical way of talking about batteries, right?
I like how you say 50%, because I've heard some people say, oh, take it all the way down, and I think that's bad for lithium,
It's a risk, you know, most people, it's just too much of a risk to drain it all the way down. You don't want to dump the battery down. So bring it down 50% for like the first week, and then after that, just recharge it every time after you ride.
Okay.
And if you're going to store it, then you want to make sure that you charge it at least once every month, and then unplug the charger from the battery, because if you don't unplug the charger, a little voltage could trickle out through that. And we've had some people.
It could discharge. You know, so you're not talking from the wall. You're talking take the charger away from the battery, so that the battery doesn't go in reverse and discharge itself.
Yeah, it will just trickle out a teeny little bit of voltage over time. Could be bad.
Well, I love that it's so removable like this. Again, it lightens the bike overall. Here, I want to. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. And it just makes it easier to take care of the battery. And keeping it away from extreme hot and extreme cold, I've heard, is also a good practice.
Definitely.
So that is sweet. Okay, so you guys sell these, you kind of build them. You're like a custom builder in a sense, like assembling them, right?
Yeah. So there are 2 options for this. If you already have a Brompton, send it to us. We install the motor. We ship it back to you. So we include a tune-up in that. It'll be ready to go right out of the box. If you are looking for a folding electric bike, just click the option for battery that you want, enter your zip code to calculate the shipping, and before you know it, we'll have an Electric Brompton at your door. That's
sweet. Well, I really enjoyed it. It was neat to see in person. Thank you so much for your time, Peter. I appreciate it. For the full written review on this with pictures and stuff, I'll see you back at ElectricBikeReview.com.